Hello, everyone. I hope you can all hear me well. My name is Cornel, and I've got a pleasure to interview Rafal Gelner, a co-founder of Zetly project, one of the hottest projects coming from the Europe right now. Rafal, how are you?
Thank you. Hi, Colonel. Very nice to see you. Very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet everybody else that is behind the screen and is ready to listen to us. And I'm ready for questions. So very nice to be here. Thank you.
Right. So I remember the beginnings of Zetly project quite well. Um, in fact, it has been more than 6 months now since the project was launched. Could you please tell us what happened since then?
Like you mentioned, it was 6 months since we started in the beginning of this year, but we started announcements from March actually with our partnership with Basketball Federation, and since then we did acquire more partnerships, technological partnerships, marketing partnerships. We set up the foundation, EduWeb3, so that's the foundation that will help us to educate clubs, fans, and the community in Poland and in Europe, especially. So yeah, that 6 months were quite busy actually, to be honest, with all the partnerships and preparations and planning. We also planning our IDO in the end of October, so we already have 5
Quite
launchpads on
soon.
board. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so we plan a little bit more. It depends from the market conditions and market situation, how it's going to be in October, and then we will decide if we're going to go with 5 or we go with 7, or we're going to go with less. It all depends. But yes, we have a 5 launch pads on board at the moment, and we by the end of August we are starting our VC tour, which is venture capitals, the ventures that would like to buy our token and take part in our private sale before the listing. And yeah, this last 6 months we've been working on to set up the strong foundation for our project in terms of team, in terms of in marketing, technology. Yeah, so that is still very busy time for us.
Even though there's
Plus, yes,
right?
there's the best. Yes, there's market is not that great, but I also would like to mention one thing that we will announce this partnerships and more partnerships in the coming weeks, as well as we're going to announce the pilot program, which going to be, I cannot say much at the moment, but it's going to be dedicated to 1 or 3 clubs from Europe. And yeah, that's anything that I can say, but it's a big thing. It's something
Can
big.
you
So
tell me more about that? That sounds really exciting, to be fair.
well, our partner from USA, they do have a patent for technology, and I cannot say more about that, but soon in a couple of weeks and beginning of September, we will announce the partnerships and we will announce the pilot program. And so there will be more details in the near future, actually. So yeah, but it's something big and it's something very complementary to our ecosystem and platform and our whole idea, actually.
This is great to hear, Rafał.
Thank you.
Obviously, we are in a bear market at the moment.
Yes.
Some people think it may be for a bit longer, or it may finish quite soon. We don't know. We don't have. We're not telling any fairies here. How do you find working in a bear market now, as we have been caught in a downturn? But this is not slowing the project down. It looks like you guys are doing a lot of work. You're active on Twitter. You're active on the other platforms. It looks like you guys are busy with your work all the time. On the contrary, the project is gaining momentum right now. I think, like it looks like from the backstage, you guys have a lot of projects and ideas, and you are developing things. Could you please tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, in terms of the bear market, it for us it serves us very well, actually. Because it's bad for the traders. It's not actually great for investors. I mean, for the traders, they do earn money on daily basis most of the time. But for the investors, and for the VC venture capitals, it's not like a great time to invest in the projects. And there's much more less project than it was like before that time. but this time gave us, I mean, this period of the bear market gave us the time so we could, you know, plan more, we could reevaluate, we could set a stronger foundation, we could work on marketing, we could plan. So we are very ready, you know, to launch, and we are starting launching our marketing. We are ready with our our architecture in regards to the product, our MVP, and the final product. So yeah, we've been using that time very wisely, and we've been very busy this last half a year, I would say, definitely. And you know, that gives us also the time so we could meet with partners. We could, you know, we could meet with clubs, we could meet with partners. We just had that time, and we haven't been rushed, and that's the most important part for me, for us, for the core team in Zetly, and for Zetly, that, you know, we want to move forward, but we want to be sure that what we are doing, it's good and it's efficient, and that time served us really well. So yeah, very good 6 months, I would say.
Rafal, that sounds all fair enough. It sounds like you guys have your heads stick to your neck, and
That's
you're
correct.
doing a lot. Um, Looking at the other communities, I've seen a web chat in Turkey, I think. Um, are you launching your project in Turkey? Can you please tell me more about that? What's your plan with Turkey?
Oh, okay, so I understand you look through, and probably you are present on our Telegram group, and yeah, we are, and we want to be perceived as a global brand, and our product is a global product. So we would like to expand our ecosystem, our ideas to many countries, especially, you know, Europe and CC region. So Turkey is kind of interesting for us from two reasons. Basically, first is that the community, the crypto community, it's very big in her. It's very big in there, and the blockchain and crypto itself is very popular. So there is this community which can be interested in our project, which means they possibly can take part in our IDO. And the second thing is that what is very important and is very big is the fan communities in Turkey. There are huge fan communities, dedicated fans, and there are lots of sports opportunities for us. At the same time, there is the demand for the application, the ideas we propose in our ecosystem and the whole platform. So from one hand, we would, and at the same time, we want to build that community. We want to build the community of Web3, of web community, crypto community over there in regards to our project, and at the same time build the fan community, and, you know, and go through more partnerships. And yeah, so sport and crypto, that's the two reasons that the Turkey group, we decided to open. But we will open more groups, and we will expand to more countries in the future according to our plan. So yeah, so in the future looks bright.
It does indeed, yeah. Turkey sounds great, but you know, more countries sounds amazing. Let me. I've got a question around. If you could just tell people more about Zetly, the project itself, like if we break it down in little pieces. Can you please tell me about the platform itself, firstly?
You know, the platform, basically, the whole project is dedicated for tokenization and fund engagement. So we can open the clubs for new sources, new revenue streams, and at the same time help them to engage funds in a more efficient and better way using digital assets, Web3, and so on. And that's kind of one part of the platform. And the platform is the ecosystem. So it's not only one thing. We do have a tokenization, which is the club tokens. We do have this fan engagement that utilize the club tokens. We do have a crowdfunding model. We do have an NFT creator. We want to launch NFT collectibles.
Right.
We also want to launch the play to earn. And there is a couple other things we would like to launch, but I cannot tell you guys now at the moment, because I will spoil the announcements in the future. But yes, basically it's a whole ecosystem, like all in one platform. So the fans, they have the opportunity to earn, to support, to be a part, to influence, and to be a part, to be in the daily life of their favorite clubs activities. And at the same time, clubs and sponsors can create new revenue streams, plus engage fans in a new, I would say, better way than, and in more efficient way than before.
It sounds like it's a very sustainable way of building a platform, a lot of different ideas, and it all makes sense. Can you tell me more about your token? What is ZET token? Is it like EM20?
The ZET is a Z token, which is the kind of shortcut from Zetly. It's a RC20 Polygon network-based token. And yeah, so that's the basics. And basically what is important to say that we are going to get the fundraising on Polygon, but eventually we are going to build the bridge from Polygon to BSV, and our application platform will be built on BSV, which is Bitcoin Satoshi Vision blockchain, which is very fast, very cheap, and has the big storage on chain, which is very important for us in terms of the collectibles and the things we want to do in the future.
So is there a chance for Zetly to support other chains or having multi-chain support to have lower fees?
What we would like to do, and I don't want to spoil everything on the first AMA with us, but we eventually would like to build, and we will build a bridge from Polygon network to BSV, and then maybe from other chains. But that's the kind of melody of the future. At the moment, we are pre-MVP and trying to get fundraising for to build our minimum value project. So yeah, that's a kind of a little bit further down the road. But yes, we have plans in that regard.
Right. This is fair enough. Another question I'd like to ask. Can you tell us more about the if you're going to have any wallets? What are like wallet for the payments? Can you tell us what are the plans for that within Zetly?
You mean? I mean, everything that is presented on our website, in our pitch decks and white paper, we are planning to build, and we have already architecture ready. We have everything ready. So if we get the fundraising, acquire the funds today, we can start building tomorrow. So in terms of if there's anything already built yet, the answer is no. But are we ready to build it? Yes, we are ready. So and if you're answering the wallet, it will be wallet is the one part and kind of the heart of the platform, but it's a one part of the platform that will help. That will the users will use to storage their Z tokens and NFTs and club tokens. So that's the kind of major thing for the platform, and all the other things like marketplaces or modules, which is NFT creator or crowdfunding or collectibles. Everything will be built step by step, and it all depends how much funds we will be available at the given time. Obviously, we are aiming to get the fundraising and start building. Not maybe everything at the same time, but yeah, we have a plan. So we're just waiting for money to come, and I'm sure they will, as we are starting our, like Mike mentioned, we're starting our VC tour by the end of August. So yeah, and I'm excited. So yeah.
I think a lot of people is excited about this project already with all of us.
Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah, as we speak in, big question, when is the IDO?
When is the IDO? We plan to launch our IDO by the end of October, but it also depends from the market conditions. So if the market will look good, then yeah, we will launch it as we planned. And we will announce the launch 14 days before we do it, as well as we will announce and communicate the the way how to participate and how to take part in the particular launch pads, which will be one after another, and all the timeline and everything will be presented to the community at least 14 days before it happens. So, and yeah, but during that time we will also be announcing partnerships and all the new things that will happen in Zetly. So yeah, stay tuned.
Can you tell us now a little bit more on how to invest in Zetly? What's the steps?
How to invest in Zetly?
Yeah.
At the moment, we have a private sale open. So if anybody from our community or listeners at the moment would like to participate or like to take part in the private sale, then please contact on our website. There's a contact mappa contact at zetly.io, and we will contact you further. So that's what I can say in terms of the private sale, and obviously the public sale.
Hello. I think we lost the connection a little bit. I'm gonna try to fix it in a moment. Rafal is still a bit frozen. That's fine. Check.
Which is like I mentioned before. So yeah.
He came back for a moment and then disappeared again.
I think I disappeared with
Having trouble. Hello, Rafal.
disappeared.
Don't worry about it. It's been fixed.
Hello. I think there's something with our connection. Do you hear me, Cornel? Are we here?
Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of technical issues. They do happen sometimes. I'm sure Rafal is going to be back on live very soon, because I've got a few more questions. In the meantime, I'm just looking at Zetly's website. In here, guys, you can find out more about the project. The website looks mint. You can find out about the Zetly ecosystem. You can find about the tokenomics, about the team, about the roadmap. It all looks like it is ready to set off within the IDO in October. So you can read the ready white paper on the website as well, in English as well as in Polish. Hello, Rafa. Are you back on?
Hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Do you hear me, guys?
Hello. I can see your face, but I can't hear you.
Hey, Colonel. Do you hear me? I'm sorry. It's something with the broadband. I have no idea.
It's okay. You're back on now. So can you hear me?
I do hear you. Yes. Yes. We have a
Yeah.
connection now for a moment. I
Yeah.
hope.
Um, so let's remind everyone what have we been speaking before we had a technical issue. I asked you about the IDO, when the IDO will happen. You said it's in October. Um, I wanted to follow up that question and ask you again, why did you actually choose IDO, not ICO? What is the reason for it?
Why we choose IDO? Okay, so basically we choose IDO over ICO because the ICO is the kind of few years back, actually in 2018-19, and that we based our model beginning on ICO, but then we realized that this model is not kind of sufficient enough, and and there were as the community knows, there were lots of scams, because the ICO model was required only to you could launch your token on your website, make a claim module, and present yourself with the community idea and the team. And there was no vestings, there was no security for investors, and basically there were lots of scams. And this model is like this model ends, so it's not popular anymore. And IDO, which is very popular in recent year, I could say, and now even more since the launch pads they want to protect their community. So the IDO is better for the community and for the investors uh, in terms of security. Basically, it's not that great for the projects because there are requirements that has to be fulfilled if you want to take part in if you want to do your launching definitely before, much more security than it was before. Yeah, so that's basically the major reason why we changed the idea and the model.
Sure, this sounds reasonable. Um, can you tell me more about the requirements that you need to have to take part in the
Well,
IDO?
you mean the requirements are kind of, you need to go to the diligence process, and there are more like KYC. The launch pads are required KYC, the people that are taking part in the launching, in the token sale, but it's more in regards to the requirements that the project has to follow, which is, for instance, like you can receive your funds over
Mhm.
the vesting period rather than on the next day when the token sale is finished. Before then, many KYC, when the launchpad didn't do the KYC for the community. Now the community is obligated to go through the KYC process. So there are things that are better for the community, that's for sure, but not necessarily that great for the projects. But well, I suppose we do not have much choice, at the moment. And if we would like to do our fundraising this way, and it's, to be honest, it's only 2% of our token supply, so it's not that much. But it's still, we would like to offer this part and this price for the community, so everybody can share a little bit of the cake.
Obviously, this sounds like
Can have a little.
sure. Obviously, it sounds like it's being the whole market is being more regulated now, so it's just more secure for both of the parties.
Yes, that's correct.
And this is what I think that IDO brings to the benefit of IDOs, avoiding the scams and uncertainties, things like that.
Yes.
The right thing to do at the moment. I've heard there is an event that is about to happen, a sports event with Zetly sponsoring, including.
Well, Zetly is not the sponsoring. Zetly is, I think you're talking about the basketball match, the Polish and Czech together in Warsaw on the 25th of August. So yes, we're gonna be there. We're gonna have our small place there. Obviously, as the Polish Basketball Federation is our partner, so we will be there, and yeah, we will be there from 4 o'clock. P.m. afternoon. So if ever anybody that is there at this time at Warsaw, I'm gladly invite you guys. Come to meet you guys. Come to meet with us, and yeah, we can have a chat. And it is a kind of like an open day. We will be there. We will be there because we are the part and we support and we are the partner of the Polish Basketball Federation. So we will take part in that event as well.
Right, I would love to come, but it's too far away. I'm definitely going to watch it at some point, just to see you guys, the starts of the project, as you being visible, starting to be visible. This is really exciting, and must be very exciting for the team.
Definitely, it is.
I'm just trying to find if there's any questions from the community, but I don't think we have any. So I'm just gonna ask you my question, if you're okay with that.
Sure. Should it?
Rafa, what has been the biggest challenge for you since the start?
What has been the biggest challenge since the beginning? To be honest, the biggest challenge was to talk to the sports clubs.
Right.
That was the biggest challenge, and still kind of is. As you know, there was the season, there was the winter, then there was the season. So you know, there is really hard to meet with the clubs and everything takes time, and we were thinking that okay, it's gonna happen within a month, and then it's postponed for another one, and then we think it's gonna happen this week, and it happens next week. And so I think this is the biggest challenge. Obviously, if we could talk about the challenges in terms of the money, yeah, that's a challenge. But obviously, we are working towards that to acquire the funds, and we will acquire them eventually. But yeah, the biggest challenge was and is to meet up and go through agreements, and with sports clubs and sport partners, obviously. And one of the reasons that is the big challenge is that there is no kind of education, and there is no information, and the people, the managers, they do not know what is Web3. They do not know what is blockchain, and by not knowing this, they have no idea how they can implement it and how they can use it for their club activities. But we are working, and we are at the moment finishing the manual for clubs, which will explain all the strategies and the use cases for the utility tokens, NFTs in the club activities. So for our partners, we gonna educate our partners, because that's is our one of the major goals, apart from obviously developing and building the ecosystem, because the education is the most important part in that case. It's for us, for the team, for the Zetly, it's the foundation for our project. And we got this feedback since we were talking with sports clubs and partners last half a year, that the education is the big part, is the big important part in the process, and that's actually is the reason for the challenge, because it's not only the challenge to meet with those people and to open the door, but also to explain them so they can understand it. But we learned that way. We learned it, and that's why we developed the manual. That's why we set up the foundation with few brand, few influencers that are in the crypto space, and not only, but on as well Web3. So yeah, education is a big part, and yeah. So answering your question, that was the biggest challenge up till now.
Okay, right.
Cool.
You one more question.
Sure.
How to put that in words? What other project is Zetly similar to? Is it more like Chili's, or more like some other token or project, or are you going somewhere completely different?
I would say that the most similar would be the socials, the Chili's, like you mentioned. In many terms, it's similar, but from the other hand, it is different. We are different, and the major difference is that our club tokens will be offered through the whitelist only for the club members on the club token offering. So that the very beginning, the only people on the community of fans that will be able to buy it on the first place will be those people that they have membership. So that's one of the things. The other thing is, away games. There are a few things that differ us from the socios in Chili's. Obviously, at this moment of time, we cannot compare ourselves to them, because they hire maybe 150, 250 people at the moment. They have hundreds of millions of dollars and partners behind it, and yes, we would like to compete it with the future, probably, or maybe we don't have to, because the sport is big, and the sports market is big, and if we're gonna be, and thus we plan, we're gonna be big in Europe and CC region, and socials, like it seems, it's taking the big brands, the big clubs, huge community of fans. And we are, what's also different from socials, we are for everyone. We are for big clubs, for small and medium-sized clubs. So we are for everyone, and that's the way how we want to accommodate our functionalities for clubs and fan engagement for fans and for clubs and for sponsors. So yeah, so socials would be the closest. I cannot say competitor at the moment because they are on top of the market, but yeah, that would be the most similar project to us. There are some other similar projects in regards to functionalities in our platforms, but at the moment there are some things I cannot announce it until we will have a proper licenses, and then yeah, if that happens, I would be very happy to announce and communicate everybody. I mean, I'm speaking as a project Zetly, obviously not myself. So yeah, we will be announcing everything on our social media channels. Is that answering the question?
I think you've answered it in a very, very good way, very broad way.
Cool.
Satisfied about your answer.
Thank you.
We've touched on NFTs yet. How do you see Zetly within this area, within the NFTs?
Well, like I mentioned before, the NFTs. I mean, there's a broad market for NFTs, but if you think about NFTs in terms of it's a picture, and then
right, because for many people, NFTs are, they don't really make sense.
then
But we know that this is like, it's kind of a future is going to happen, and how Zetly is that? How is Zetly going to showcase it within that space, within the NFTs?
well, NFTs are good when they have use cases, when they are because they are programmable, and you need to have the NFTs themselves, obviously, and then use cases for that, and then program it, and then you can use it.
Right. I think we've got a cut again. Some shortages in internet. I think we lost Rafal for a sec. He will be coming back. I'm sure about that. Sorry about the technical issues. You know, they do happen sometimes. I think this is time to finish our AMA. I'd like to thank Rafal for all of his answers, for all of his work that he's put into the project. Myself, I am looking into the project since the beginning. I can assure that these guys are doing a lot of work and they are working hard every day towards the IDO.
Oh, hey guys. Hey, Cornel. I'm sorry. I think my broadband connection is not that great.
Still not back yet. Also, I'd like to invite you all for another AMA. We promise the connection is going to be much better at this time. It's going to be much clearer for you to find out about the project. I would like to thank you all very much. Oh, here's Rafal. Hello.
Hey guys. Hey, I'm really sorry for the bad connection. You know, I see we are finishing, but yeah, the broadband connection. I have no idea why it's happening at this time, but I'm really sorry for everybody for the disruption. And yeah, I'm hearing that we are slowly finishing. So you were saying goodbyes, I suppose.
Yeah, I think the time is up for our meeting. Sorry about the connection again. I was just saying about another AMA in a month time. I'd like to invite everybody, and we promise to be much better at this point. And there will be a lot of new things about Zetly, so you guys can find out. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Rafal. Thank you for your time. Thanks everybody for watching, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Cornel. Thank you for having me, and thank you, everybody. And I see you next time.
See you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.